First year was a harrowing experience. You spent the first year staring at the phone, praying that it's going to ring each day, praying that the clients are going to find you, praying that you're going to have work to sustain your paycheck for another week and to pay the rent for the next week. Even if you worked hard, it didn't assume that you were going to have a really good following year. It didn't assure you of future clients or future big clients. So everything was just fits and starts. You know, you'd have a brief period of something really good, and then you'd have some times where it got a little lean. So you were always sitting on the edge of your seat. You could never really relax because you didn't know what tomorrow was going to bring. We were doing good, but I'm the type of person who always wants to do better. And so we knew that we were really good attorneys. We also knew that we were really bad at business. And I wanted to do something that was going to produce bigger results for the firm because I knew we were capable of so much more. And I wanted to correct a problem that I knew. I knew that even though I went to business school, applying it in the real world was something different. And no one had really taught me how to apply those things that I learned in business school in the real world. And so I really wanted to shore up my weak points so I could make the firm better than what it was. The boot camp gave me a good 30,000 foot view of how to do things. And what was nice, it was broken into very small segments that were manageable. So I didn't have to spend 4 hours all at once doing something. And it showed me how to run the firm better. Various little things that I could do that were easy to do that I probably knew deep down in my heart that I had to do, but just didn't do them. And it allowed me to see almost instant results. And again, the information made sense. So that encouraged me to continue. And the information produced results. Well, we've become members and we signed up for the CEO service same weekend that we signed up as members. And that has been invaluable, especially in this pandemic world that we are now in. Well, I'm no longer alone. When you're an HTM member, you're never alone. You have a community of other practitioners that you can reach out to and that you can ask questions of and get ideas from. And HTM has been so good this past year about just giving us more and more opportunities to learn stuff. Before it was, hey, we'd like to grow next year. But how much? How much is realistic? We would like to hit this particular revenue number. That's great, but how are you going to get there? We never had the how. We never had quantifiable numbers that we could hold people accountable to. It was always just, this is the number we would like to get to. How are you going to get there? Again, hard work. I guess maybe I'll do some advertising. I'm not sure what kind of advertising I'll do, but I'm sure I'll do some. And since I haven't spent any money in advertising this year, if I spend money on advertising next year, obviously I'm going to get to where I want to be. And that's just not the case. So now I know what I have to do. I know how I have to do it. I know exactly right now what number I want to hit next year. I know how many cases it's going to require me to market to, how many cases I'm going to have to meet with, and how many cases I'm going to have to sign up to hit those projected numbers. I know where I should be, when I should be for those revenue numbers. So now I have something to compare it to. So now each month I'll be able to go back and look and see, am I on target? If so, why? Am I not on target? If so, why? I don't have to wait till the end of the year and again, hope that I hit the numbers. So it gave me, clarity. And so, this year's been tough. So many people have been, out of work. So many firms have been, working virtual or shut down altogether. And despite a really lousy 2020, in October, we hit and surpassed the number that we did for all of 2019. And there was still 3 months to go.